Welcome back to Kingdom Cast. It's your host, Bad Luck Chuck, and we are back at it for another episode. We're here for our first recap of the 2021 season. Man, that was a heck of a game, man. The Cleveland Browns, they're going to be tough once again. First half, it was kind of rocky, but, I had faith in my boys that we was going to adjust in the second half and get the job done, and that's exactly what they did. Losing three defensive starters and all, they found a way to get it done. The Chiefs was able to pull it off by the final score of 33-29. Dirty Dan does it again. He's the Robert Ory of football, like I said before. So I think, people talk about Chad Henne, what he did in the playoff game. I think more people need to start putting some respect on Daniel Sorensen around here. Because remember, he did save a touchdown in that playoff game. So, but I'm gonna introduce my guy to the left here, country. And country, man, I'm gonna go to you, man. What was your initial thoughts after the game, man, of how things played out from your perspective?
That Cleveland came out on fire. They showed heart, they showed energy, and then Pat Mahomes took over.
Yep. Not only did Patrick Mahomes took over, he set a few more records today. So he became the fastest player in NFL history to have the most passing yards and passing touchdowns through a minimum of 50 starts. So he passed Kurt Warner in the passing yards category, and he passed Dan Marino on the passing touchdowns category. So Patrick Mahomes is adding to his legend, and he's just getting started still. Yeah, Mike Wilson, he is more clutch. Come on, RJ. Of course, I think he's more clutch than LeBron, but that's not what we're here to talk about, RJ. Let's focus
Yep.
on what just happened, my brother.
Hey, we are retiring Dirty Dan. The new nickname, Danny Clutch.
Dan, man, I think we can do better than that, bro.
Danny Clutch. That's hard.
That's hard, man. I think we can do better than Danny Clutch now.
All right, Dirty Dan it is.
but
Whatever.
but like I said, he the Robert Ory of football, man. He comes through at the right time. So, but man, just to start off, man. I'm gonna go to the first quarter. Um, Kevin Stefanski was really in this bag, man. What was killing Cleveland in the first half is this, like they just did a good job of not only establishing the run, they was able to get out on the edges, man. And it looked like Nick Chubb was looking like Terrell Davis out there. The way they was running some of those stretch plays and the way they was just getting them out on the edge, man. Cleveland, they a tough offensive line. They one of the best in the league. So and from that standpoint, once the run was working, they was just hitting with the play action, and they was also finding Landry on them little short routes. You know what I mean? And Baker also hit him downfield, during the first half too. So that was kind of throwing the Chiefs off a little bit. And but I will say this, man. The positive I did see was Nick Bolton, man. People have been criticizing the heck out of Nick Bolton, man. They still criticizing the draft pick. Like some people, Chiefs pick Kingdom still criticizing the draft pick. And I thought in his first start, he played pretty well, man. And of course, he has a lot more to learn. He still got to get better in coverage, but he made some key stops in that game, and and to where things could have got worse for us. And
He made one of the game-saving tackles. That last tackle on Kareem Hunt. That was huge.
yeah, but then the tackle before that. So I think he had two tackles in a row in that fourth quarter. So yeah, shout out to Nick Bolton, man. He stepped up
He
big
set
today.
a record today too. I think most tackles by a rookie.
Oh, really? How many did he end up with?
Chiefs it was like 7 at one point, so he might have finished with like 8 or 9. I think he at
I,
least had 7 though.
I say that's pretty solid for a rookie debut, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm curious to see him and Willie Gay now.
Yeah, man. I'm waiting for that too, man. Cause for a
Wait a
second
minute,
there.
wait a minute, wait a minute. You're not gonna keep talking and like give Ben Neiman this stuff.
What you mean?
Ben Neiman had some clutch tackles in that game.
I mean, I see him
Forced
make
the
one.
fumble. He
I
helped
see.
force the fumble.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Okay, give me the prop.
That's the one. I mean, that's the main one I remember for the game, though. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I understand you. I understand you here to prop up Ben Neiman, and that's cool. You know what I
I,
mean? I, I, it's what you're doing, bro. It is what it is. I'm gonna let you cook on that. But Neiman, he did make a key stop in that fourth quarter. I give him his props on that for sure. Time to trade for Nick Bolton in fantasy the way he played today. Well, I never played in IDP leagues, so you know, but
Yeah,
it
he had a
wouldn't be
good
a bad trade.
game. Nick Bolton had a good game for a rookie, for a regular linebacker, for a vet. He had a good game. It was shaky in the first half, and Cleveland was doing their thing, and they were very aggressive. That's something that we talked about with BJ, how aggressive they would be, would it bite him in the head, would it boot him in the head, and it looked like we was chasing them 2 points for a long time, but we finally overcame. Pat woke up, the defense woke up. Chris Jones got a key sack, the block punt, and then it was over.
Yeah, man, that was crazy, man. That was crazy how the punter dropped the ball, man. I was just like, yes, yes, just what we needed, bro. I was like, let's go, man.
That was
And
like Philip Rivers, like, something happened, he just got to lose. That was so Cleveland of them to lose like that.
yep, for sure. But I do want to go. I do want to go back to that. Yep.
Yeah, he got
Oh yeah. Listen. That was a given, bro. Like, let me tell you something. Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes, they have the strongest Wi-Fi in the National Football League. Like, their connection is really that strong, man. I don't think there's another. The only other strong connection that can match up to them is Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, even though they had a rough day today. But
not
that's
today.
beside the point.
They,
Yeah, that's beside the point, though. But yeah, man, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey, like, they're in sync every time, and like the same thing, like with Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes today, they was in pretty much a sync too, especially on the big plays, man. I
I
remember
think
on
they
the
was more in sync today than Travis and Pat. Travis and Tyreek were.
Yeah, you can say that because on one, I know Patrick was trying to was expecting Kelsey to go outside, and Kelsey went inside on his route, and it caused Patrick to get sacked or whatever. But with Tyreek, I remember this one catch. Patrick, he threw the ball deep, and Tyreek did a good job of adjusting to the ball. And that's one thing that the other receivers got to work on with Patrick is being able to adjust to those type of passes. It seems like Tyreek is the only receiver on that team that's able to adjust to any pass that Patrick throws.
But you know what? It's scary though. You think we got 10 minutes and we up double digits against a normal team. You feel pretty comfortable in that situation. Against Kansas City, one play, 75 yards, they right back. They right back in the game. And
Yeah,
it was too much. It was too much pressure. Because then Baker had to perform. And when you put pressure on Baker to perform, that's when he makes his mistakes.
yeah, that sack by Chris Jones was huge, late,
Huge.
and because for a minute there, this is why I liked what the Chiefs did in the second half. The Chiefs in the second half, they took what the defense gave them, and that showed the growth of Patrick Mahomes right there. Instead of just looking for the big play a lot, just take the underneath stuff. The Cleveland was giving them the underneath stuff, and then you mixed it in with the run too. And they ran the ball, and the Chiefs ran the ball pretty efficiently during those first two drives in the second half, and it kept Cleveland on the sideline long enough just to throw their rhythm off a little bit. And like when we got to a point to where Chris Jones got the sack on Baker Mayfield, it threw Baker's timing off after that because Baker was still kind of thinking about that on those next two downs. Because on
Yeah.
that third down, the Chiefs only sent four. Like Spags only sent four guys to rush. And I was like, oh shoot, this is gonna be a problem. And thankfully the pass ended up being short because Baker was just thinking about the previous two plays before where he got hit. So he got some happy feet in that moment.
Yep, and that's when the crowd got into it. It got loud. Air had turned into airhead, and that pressure was just too thick, man. It was just too thick. And you got to be a vet quarterback. You got to be Peyton, Brady, Rodgers to overcome that loud and the momentum. When the momentum swings so hard, so quickly, you you got to be on your P's and Q's. You can't falter 1 second, or you're gonna be losing 33-29. That's that. They
Yep,
turned that entire game around in 2 plays, bro. Like it's crazy.
yep. But I'll give Baker Mayfield credit in this matter, though. Baker, he still played a great game today. Despite not being able to close the deal, and this is his contract year, and I think Baker looks like he is ready to step it up a notch. And today, he showed that he did step it up a notch. It's just that when you playing the Kansas City Chiefs, man, you got to find a way to keep it going. Um, like you gotta keep it going to the clock hit zero. Like you can't let off the gas, you can't make a big mistake or anything because at the end of the day, the Chiefs offense is potent enough to take advantage of that quickly. And you saw it with the big play with Tyreek Hill that we mentioned earlier. And that switched momentum back in the Chiefs' favor.
And what a play though, because there was a lot of people on Twitter that was ready to give it up. They was getting ready to give it up, and then 75 yards, Tyreek, not wide open, but just a great play. And we back in the game. Then the defense comes out ready to play on that next 3 and out. Quick moves. Bro, chill.
So
Chicken was in
many.
the swing, bro. It was just, it was an awesome game, bro. I wish I was there, actually.
Bro, I wish I was there too, man. But I had to sit out on the sidelines. But there's more games to come. I'll be back in the building. So I hope everybody out in Arrowhead had a great time themselves, man. I'm sure Boogie did. Boogie, he's still trying to. I guess he's still recovering or what. I don't know where he's at. Hopefully he gets on here at some point. But if not, then it's all good. We'll get his perspective at some point. But yeah, man. Arrowhead was rocking, man. From what I saw on TV, man, it was just beautiful. It was just beautiful to see a fully packed Arrowhead Stadium again. Full of rowdy fans. Getting into it and everything, man. Even when we was down in the game, I think there was still a lot of faith in Chiefs Kingdom at that point. There was concerns, but everyone knew that there was still plenty of time left. And I said on the last episode before, I expected Cleveland to show up in the first half. Like, did I think they was going to lead in the first half? Nah, I didn't think they would be up by 12 points, but I did expect them to come out and throw everything at the kitchen sink. And you got to give credit to Kevin Stefanski, man. Like, he took advantage of Spags, not being able to not throwing the kitchen sink, man, because we was playing a lot of coverage defense in the first half. We didn't really send much pressure. Baker was having an eternity back there, just picking apart the defense. And then there was times where Travarius Ward he defended his man well today, and it's just that Baker threw a better pass, man. Like Ward was just like a tick off. Like he was this close on like three different plays from getting like a pass breakup. And like they said, football is a game of inches. But at the end of the day, man, I'm glad Spags made the adjustment. I'm glad the defense made the adjustment. He finally started, sending an extra guy or two in certain situations. So I give props to the defense for making an adjustment and making big plays
Yeah,
today.
they stepped it up, bro. It wasn't easy, and they're going to learn a lot. Like I said, it's easier to learn from a win than a loss. So they're going to learn a lot from that. They got a lot to improve on, a lot to clean up, and a lot to get better with. It's a good game for them. They just so happen to come out of it with a win, which is easy to teach from. It's easy to teach from a win. And then we didn't have Frank, we didn't have Tyron, we didn't have hey bro, shut up. We didn't have Tyron, we didn't have DeAndre Baker, who I thought should have been out there today. Uh that was a good to pull that out, bro. It was a good win. Definitely a good win.
Yep, missing three key starters, man, and they was able to find a way because we was looking lost. Like I said, we was looking lost without Tyron. I said, man, dog, these cats looking pretty lost without Tyron out here on this field. But halftime adjustments, man. They came through. Country got the good internet now. Yeah, country's in a good spot this time, Clean.
Hey,
Nah, but
I was disappointed at that draft from the end of the first because I wanted them to cut it to get 17, and then we get the ball back, and then we could have did exactly what we did. It didn't play out like that, but I mean, it was even more exciting to play out the way it did. So I ain't gonna even hold him on that one.
Yeah, because I definitely thought we would get a touchdown before the half, you know, just to make things a little more interesting. Unfortunately, I think we had to keep. I think we had a penalty during that drive. I'm not mistaken, and that kind of threw the drive off and everything. So,
Yeah.
um,
Orlando Brown had a up and down game, but I mean, I think all in all, he had a good game. I don't know if it was exactly his fault. I know a lot of people was blaming D-Rob for that touchdown, but that was on Pat, really. But D-Rob should have came back. He wants he wants you to cut it and then come back to the ball, and they just don't. D-Rob has that problem. Nicole has that problem sometimes of fading away, not coming back to the ball.
yep, yep, and you seen it right then and there after the play was over. Patrick was like, "Come back, come back." It's all about timing. We know that Andy Reid's offense is all about timing. And getting to the right spot. You know what I mean? And that was one of those examples right there. So Patrick and D Rob, they'll get that corrected, and they'll be on the same page eventually, because we all know um, Demarcus Robinson, he'll have like at least two big games per season. So it's gonna come. You know.
It's usually against Baltimore though next week.
Well, there you go. You know what I mean?
No, I wanted to say that sack that God upstairs that sack that
Lenny
Patrick
is
took.
killing you, man. Hey, Lenny, leave your dad alone, man. We trying to do a show, man. We trying to do a
No,
show,
that
Lenny.
sack that Pat took. I think that was Pat's fault. He drifted back too far and basically dropped back into a sack. Hold on, right quick.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take this over here. Yeah, man, I remember exactly what you're talking about, country. Because somebody told me that they felt like Patrick dropped back a bit far when Miles Garrett and Jadavion Clowney was able to get outside on Brown and Niang. And you may have had a point. You know what I mean? So I gotta go back and watch it again, but there might have been an opening for Patrick to step up into. So they'll get that corrected. Clarence, what's up, man? Thanks for listening in. Clint said we need our key players back now, and the line could be a bit better. Yeah, on both sides, Clinton. Both side on the trenches on both sides could definitely be better next time around. But I felt like for the first start, along with those young guys, man, they held down pretty well for the most part, and you only go up from here. So, excuse me, and Orlando Brown, like you mentioned earlier, you kind of a little bit of rough going here and there, but it could have been worse. You know what I mean? Orlando Brown could have been Taylor Lewan today against the Arizona Cardinals, because Chandler Jones was just beasting on that dude all game long. So it could be worse.
You talking about Chandler Jones? He had what 5 sacks today?
Yeah, they got 5 sacks and two forced fumbles. The dude was just beasting. Yeah.
That's a hell of a game.
Yep. K2 is back. Let's see. More patient offense will be key all year. Yeah, definitely, Clarence. You know what I mean? Like once you take once the Patrick sees like them two deep safeties, dropping back, or just secondary in general, just playing off. You just take what the defense gives you, hit him with the underneath stuff. Like Tyreek did a great. There's one thing that Tyreek Hill did a great job today. Whenever they ran zone, Tyreek did a great job sitting down his routes, finding the hole in the defense. So he can make it easier for Patrick to find them. You know what I mean? And because we already know Travis Kelsey do a great job of that on as well. So that's one key point as far as like you saying patient offense being key. So I hope this make him pay Matthew and realize he's even more important. Yeah, somebody mentioned that to me earlier, Clinton. I hope they do pay Matthew sooner than later. You know. Let's see, Chris Jones. Yeah, Chris Jones, he was key, man. Chris Jones, one of the leaders of the team, and he stepped up like one when it was time.
Whew. Sorry about that, man.
Talking about Patrick's arm. Yep, definitely.
Yeah, Patrick is a cheat code.
Uh, It'll be less explosive plays this year. Maybe Clarence. That's what it might end up being. But I'll say this, man. I want to address Clyde Edwards-Helaire real quick. I still believe in the talent from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But there were times where Clyde could have put his foot in the ground and had a cutback. Because I remember there was a run near the goal line where I was just like, dude, just plant your foot in the ground and cut it back to the left, bro. And then there was another time where the Chiefs tried to run the ball up the middle, man. And I'm like, no, you gotta get Clyde on the edges, man. Clyde's not an inside runner like that. You gotta run him through the B gaps and the C gaps. He's more of that type of runner. And I think the Chiefs could need to incorporate that a little more for Clyde and help him out a little bit in
It was,
that
it
aspect.
was plays that where Clyde went up the middle, and if he really cut to the out, it was wide open. It was like every time. I don't know if that was his focus just to run through the middle, but it, he should have took advantages of some more cutbacks that he had. So he could have had some bigger plays. He ran tough today, though. I'll give Clyde his props.
Yeah, he did for sure.
Huh?
I said he did for sure. But it's the run game's gonna get better. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not concerned. You know what I mean? I say
No.
like people are still harping on. Some people in Chiefs Kingdom are harping on Brett Veach taking Clyde over DeAndre Swift. And don't get me wrong, DeAndre Swift, he's a nice talent. I would have liked to have him too, but I still believe in Clyde for now, man. I'm not about to give up on him like that. So Clyde just gotta continue to get better, work on a few more things. He gotta know when to cut back more often. I say that's one other thing from what I'm seeing. But other than that, you play decent.
Hey, look, if you mad about a late first round running back or a fifth round linebacker, and that's the only thing you mad about, that's the only thing you concerned about, I'm cool with that. Sound like good problems to me.
Yeah. Speaking of problems, I think I might be hearing something in your background.
What is it?
I don't know. I don't know if it's your mic or what. I don't know.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't hear anything now.
Okay.
But
Sound
but
like an alien was in my backyard.
right. Clarence said Pat asked for Clyde. Well, I think he did. I mean, Pat asked for many players, you know. So so yeah, man.
Yeah.
I trust the front office, man. But here's what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna invite y'all on the broadcast, man. See if y'all want to come on or not. If not, we'll just keep talking. But I'm gonna drop the link in the comments here. Just see if anybody want to hop in and give their thoughts on the game. I believe that's the link right there. So hopefully that'll come
Yeah,
up for everybody. And then you just hop on in. We'll bring you on, and then we just chop it up. But in the meantime, man, I want to go back. I want to go back to the penalty earlier when Ronnie Harrison stepped on Clyde, had his right cleat on him the entire time, and a lot of people didn't see that, man. Like people were saying that the coach shouldn't have pushed him and all that, and blah blah blah. You can't get in the middle of that. I'm like, Clyde got his foot. Clyde got his foot on the dude the entire time, looking at him, dog. That's why he pushed him. And then I don't know. I think DJQ. I think I might be talking with DJQ. He was talking about if he was really intentionally doing that, then you maybe have a legit argument. I'm like, he was looking right at Clyde the entire time. Like, what are you talking about, man? So that was pretty crazy. The refs almost messed that up. I was about to
I
be
almost,
pissed.
I actually missed the first two drives because my sister needed a jump, so I had to go with her up. So I missed like the first two drives.
Oh, okay.
What is that?
I don't know what that noise is, bro. Who knows? He may have to come back in. I don't know, but yeah, that's pretty
Okay, it's
crazy.
cool.
But But anyway, man, yeah, they almost messed things up for the Chiefs there. You know what I mean, as far as that drive is concerned. But luckily we was able to turn that to some points. But I will say this about Cleveland, man. Cleveland, they done a good job in the draft the past few years, man. They got a lot of talent. Yeah, RJ, I know, man. That's what we're trying to figure out. So hopefully we got that straight now. But
It's them headphones you got on.
you said my headphones.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just giving up.
I don't know, man. Maybe, but anyway, man. But that young boy Anthony Swartz, man, he was giving us problems early on. Um, he was he was looking like an X factor for the Browns so far, man. He had a couple big plays early on. I was like, oh shit, we got to account for this dude, man. Because I said when Odell was out, I was like, oh shoot, Cleveland might be a little bit of trouble. But somebody did bring up the point that Cleveland did play better when when they didn't have Odell in the lineup because Baker wasn't trying to force the ball to Odell, which is true. You know what I mean? But I just felt like in this matchup, I felt like Odell, they needed that field stretcher, and Odell's like that field stretcher to open things up underneath. And honestly, I thought Landry was gonna have some issues with that, not having Odell out there. But Landry balled out, man. He stepped it up huge. And to me, man, I think Landry's always been the better receiver between him and Odell. Even dating back to college.
Yeah. Odell's just flashy. He make the splash. He make the flashy plays. Um, Landry make the hard, gritty, dirty, over the middle possession.
Yep. And that's what I like about Landry. Landry, he makes like the tough catches, over the middle, or if you need a key third down, he'll find a way to get open and get it done. So,
Yeah.
sure.
So
But
who was your player of the game?
shoot, man, my player of the game, man. I'm
No,
gonna get.
not player. I said, what was the player of the game?
I mean, obviously, Dirty Dan. With that pressure late in the game, the hell, Mike Hughes get the game sealing interception. That's my play of the game, just to close the game out.
I think I'll go with that second fourth down snap, the one where he came around the edge, unblocked, untouched. I think the momentum changed and the whole thing changed the whole game around.
Yeah, this feedback is crazy, man.
Some headphones.
Yeah, I might. I don't know. I might take these off. Who knows? But hey, the show about to be over anyway. But anyway, man. Yeah, that was another great. That was another great play as well. Tyreek or Chris Jones. Now that's a player of the game for you, Clinton. I know we was talking about play of the game, but I guess if you're talking about playing the game, Tyreek that long 70-some yard bomb, or Chris Jones getting a key sack late in the second half. So I think that's what you mean by that. Now, as far as player of the game, like who would be your player of the game, country?
Obviously, we're not gonna say him though. I'm gonna go with Nick Bolton for player of the game. Let me give it to the rookie. He had a hell of a game. He showed up. Timely tackles, huge tackle at the end. I'm gonna give him the MVP of the game.
Man. I was on mute. All right, so he did have a
Uh,
okay. So I'm with you on that. I didn't know I was still on mute, but yeah, I'm with you on that though, man. He had a nice solid debut for a rookie, man. So yeah, definitely shout out to Nick Bolton on that. As far as my player of the game, man, it's Tyreek Hill, man. It's Tyreek Hill. What he did to help Patrick out when the Cleveland was playing deep. What he did was sit on the route. He did a good job sitting on the route. When he found a hole in the zone, he immediately sat on the route. So he gave Patrick enough room to find a hole in the defense. And Tyreek made some decent yards after the catch. There was times where he was dancing around a little too much, but for the most part, Tyreek did a great job of helping his quarterback out today. So I'm definitely giving Tyreek that.
Yeah.
Now, like, what's name one?
Um,
Name
who,
one.
who?
Go ahead.
Now I was gonna say my sleeper of the game, my homeboy, Chris Lamont stepped up, made some crucial tackles on special teams today. He made some plays today. Now I know people didn't want him to be active, but it is what it is. What is that noise?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't know what's going on. Hold on for 1 second, bro.
It's me all by myself. Country. What's up, R2J? R2J said, yeah, he gone. Chris Jones. Chris Jones had a good game. He had two, both his sacks were crucial to the game. Both of them changed the momentum. He got the crowd extra hype, extra into it. And I think that's what won us the game. Arrowhead might be might be the MVP of the game because Arrowhead helped us win the game today.
Yeah, man. The crowd was definitely a factor for sure. Um, and RJ, yeah, Chris Jones, I'm with you on that too. I don't mind that as well. But you mentioned him being a player of the game. Um, but you said sleeper guy, right?
Yeah, my sleeper guy was Chris Lamont.
Okay, all right. As far as me choosing a sleeper guy, oh man. Um, let's see. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with I'm going Mike Dana, man. Mike Dana, he had a few pressures, man. Like in that second half when Spags making adjustments, I seen Dana get in the backfield, a few times. Affected a few things, affected Baker Mayfield's time and everything. So I'm gonna give Mike Dana some props as far as the sleeper guy today. Now, let me ask you this, man. Like, what's one thing that the team can improve on moving forward before heading to week 2 against Baltimore on Sunday night?
I think automatically they get better when Tyron gets back. Um, I think the run defense gets better when Frank gets back cutting the edge. That's something that nobody gonna talk about, but Frank Clark was missed today, bro. You can tell the difference.
Yeah, because like
So as much grief as he gets about his sacks and all about the other stuff he does that goes unnoticed, it was missed today,
yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah, cause like on those runs, with Nick Chubb, especially the one when he scored on that left side, man, like there was no edge containment whatsoever. Everybody was on the other side, man. Legarius Need was all by himself on that side. I'm like, there's gotta be at least a one linebacker over there controlling that edge. And Ben Neiman went inside and Nick Chubb, man, I could have walked in the end zone on that run. Like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, they had a rough time containing the edges in the first half. But, in the second half, they
Yeah,
improved on a little bit, man. And that's where you miss Frank Clark because Frank Clark does a great job containing the edges against the run. So we definitely missed him in that department.
yeah, definitely. Hey, Snead had a good game. Snead was all over the place.
Yeah, Snead was solid. He was solid for
He was
sure.
solid. He's gonna be a star, man.
I've already said I think he can enter the top 10 as far as cornerbacks by the end of the season. And I'm sticking with that.
That's kind of crazy.
But here's another thing that the team can improve on. Um, I like I said, edge containment. That's one. Another thing that we can improve on is I say I say I'm gonna go back to the way I said earlier as far as Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Just try to get him on the outside more. You know what I mean? If you're gonna run him, because that's where he does most of his damage if you get him out on the edge. So that's probably my biggest thing as far as improvement heading into week 2. And that's pretty much it for me on that end.
Yep, I agree. All in all, man, we hey, hard fought game. It started off slow. It was rough. It was rocky. We persevered. We got the momentum. We got the crowd on our side, and then we came out with a victory. That's all you can ask for. One down, 19 minutes.
Yep. And then, like, from a betting perspective, Cleveland covers an Arrowhead once again. So that's like the fifth time in a row they don't cover the spread now in Arrowhead. It's
I don't
crazy.
care.
But we don't matter. It don't matter, dog. What matters is that we got the win, no matter what we did.
That's
W's
all that matters.
the W. So
The
yep.
W.
So yeah, man, we look forward to heading to Baltimore in week 2 for Sunday night football, and we're gonna break that down, and we're gonna see what happens there. I know it's gonna be different this time around with the crowd environments and everything being back, so that might be a bit of a factor.
We'll see how they look. We'll see how they look Monday without
Yep,
their running backs or wide receivers. Baltimore is banged up for real. Like we'll get into it more Friday, but Baltimore is banged up. So we'll see what the Raiders do with them tomorrow.
my dog Marcus, man, my dog, man, not my dog, nah,
Shout out to Marcus, man. Get well soon, bro.
man, but nah. Before we go ahead and close out the show, did you get a chance to watch a little bit of the first half of the games before the Chiefs came on?
Yeah. I missed like the first two, three drives. So I missed our scoring drive and I missed their touchdowns, but I watched the rest of the game.
I mean, I'm talking about the games before ours came on.
Oh, yeah, I watched Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Buffalo. What are y'all doing?
I tried to warn
Y'all
people,
let y'all
man.
let Pittsburgh y'all let Pittsburgh hang around all that game and it hit you.
I tried to warn people, man. I'm like, hey, Buffalo, man, they one of those teams that can regress, man, because they benefit a lot from not having to deal with fans that much last year. And today, man, like before the game, they said Ben Roethlisberger is like 4-1 all time against Buffalo, and I'm like, I think Ben is washed. I think Ben is about cooked. But as long as he got that defense behind him, he'll still have a chance to win. And in that fourth quarter, he finally got in a little bit of a rhythm and was establishing some drives down the stretch in the fourth quarter, thanks to the Seattle,
Yeah, but they
thanks to the
just
Chiefs
kept letting them
defense.
hang around.
Yeah,
They just kept hanging around. You got to put your foot on their
yep.
throat. BJ laid out Tennessee perfectly, didn't he?
Oh man,
Oh my God. What is my son?
that was not a great first showing by Tennessee, man. That was not a great first showing. That was all bad. Kyler was giving them the business. DeAndre Hopkins was giving them the business like old times because when he was in Houston, he loved playing against Tennessee. He used to torch them every year. So it was no problem for him today. And the one thing that I was concerned about with Tennessee is that they do have a different office coordinator. That it may take a little bit of time. So I'm not about to write them off just yet, just off one game, but that was not a great showing, man. Not a great showing at all. The Arizona defense was tough, man. And then
Yeah.
the other game, man, the Philadelphia Eagles, man, I was surprised by their performance. Like I had a feeling they was gonna be able to go into Atlanta and win, but I didn't expect them to dominate like that. And like a lot of people wrote off Jalen Hurts after his rookie year, and I'm just like, he just now starting, man, and he ain't really had that many opportunities like that. But you see it like him and Devontae Smith, they clicking already because they used to be teammates in college, and he started to click with everybody else too. So Jalen Hurts, he balled out today, man. Shout out to that young man.
Yeah, I like the Cincinnati fought. They got out. Then Minnesota made a big comeback, and then they ended up pulling it out in the end. So that was a good game too. So
Yeah,
I have to
man.
watch because my boy out there too.
Yep, and like Mike Zimmer, man, he on the hottest seat right now, man. It's not looking good for Minnesota. Minnesota, they don't look good at all, man. And I seen that your boy Breland got hurt in that game. I hope he's all right though. I seen him
Yeah, I talked to him.
around.
He'd be all right.
That's good news. But yeah, man. But one more game that I had to touch on is the Packers and Saints. Dog, Aaron Rodgers, man, he's a
Yo,
front
you in the
runner.
Matrix, bro.
I am.
Yeah, it looked like you was in the Matrix. Man.
What about now? I'm still in the Matrix, bro.
Nah,
Am
you
I?
good. You good.
All right. Any,
What's up? What's happening with
anyway, man, Aaron Rodgers, dog. Keep forgetting that I'm mute. Keep forgetting that I'm muted at times. But Aaron Rodgers, man, he's a front runner. I'm sorry. The guy is a front runner, man. He's a great regular season quarterback, but when the going gets tough, man, he folds. And I seen a lot of people was picking the Packers in this game too, and I just laughed. I'm like, man, the Packers don't want to be in Jacksonville. Jameis is comfortable at home. He back in the home state of Florida, even though he's technically born in Alabama, but he's used to playing the state of Florida. And I was just like, man, the Saints gonna roll them dudes, man. And
you?
and that's what exactly what they did. And the crazy part is Jameis threw 5 touchdowns and he threw for under 200 yards. So the Saints was getting great field position all game long, man. It's just Aaron Rodgers, man. I think Aaron Rodgers, man. I still think Green Bay's gonna have a great season, but at the end of the day, they're gonna come up short again. And to me, I think Rodgers is going through the motions, man. He really just wants to get this last year of Green Bay out the way, go somewhere else.
Yeah, go to Denver. It don't matter.
Yep, that's me, Captain Obvious. That's me, man. Yeah, man. I expect them to be in Denver. I expect them to be in Denver next season. So it is what it is. It's not gonna matter. We're still gonna beat Denver regardless.
Yeah.
So man.
So all in all, it ended off, man. Great win, bro. Um, let's get ready for next week and come out with another W.
Yep, we'll be ready for it too, man. Prime time, Sunday night football, baby. Until the next episode, we out of here, people.
Yeah. Captain Obvious.